I was so supremely naive about so many things when I wrote Kitchen Confidential, my hatred for all things Food Network being just one of them. From my vantage point in a busy working kitchen, when I'd see Emerald and Bobby on the tube, they looked like creatures from another planet, bizarrely, artificially cheerful creatures in a candy-colored galaxy in no way resembling my own. They were as far from my experience or understanding as Barney the Purple Dinosaur or the saxophone stylings of Kenny G. The fact that people, strangers, seemed to love them, Emerald's studio audience, for instance, clapping and hooting with every mention of garlic, only made me more hostile. In my life, in my world, I took it as an article of faith that chefs were unlovable. That's why we were chefs. We were basically bad people, which is why we lived the way we did, this half-life of work followed by hanging out with others who lived the same life, followed by whatever slivers of emulated normal life we had left to us. Nobody loved us. Not really. How could they, after all? As chefs, we were proudly dysfunctional. We were misfits. We knew we were misfits. We sensed the empty parts of our souls, the missing parts of our personalities, and this was what had brought us to our profession, had made us what we were. I despised their very likability, as it was a denial of the quality I'd always seen as our best and most distinguishing, our otherness. Rachel Ray, predictably, symbolized everything I thought wrong, which is to say incomprehensible to me, about the brave new world of celebrity chefs, as she wasn't even one of us. Back then, hearing that title applied to just anyone in an apron was particularly angering. It burned. Still does a little. What a pitiable fool I was. But my low opinion of the Food Network actually went back a little further in time. Back to when they were a relatively tiny, sad sack startup with studios on the upper floors of an office building on 6th Avenue, a viewership of about 8 people, and the production values of late-night public access porn. Before Emerald and Bobby and Mario helped build them into a powerhouse international brand. In those days, such luminaries of the dining scene as Donna Hanover, then Giuliani, and Alan Richman, Bill Boggs, and Nina Grisham would sit around in tiny office-sized rooms, barely enough room for the cameras, showing pre-recorded promo reels, the type of crap they show on the hotel channel when you turn on the tube at the Sheraton. You know the stuff. Happy customers awkwardly chawing on surf and turf, followed by Chef Lou's signature cheesecake with a flavor that says ooh la la. After which Alan or Donna or Nina or Bill would take a few desultory bites from a sample of same, which had actually been FedEx from whatever resort or far-flung dunghole they were promoting that week. I was invited on to cook salmon. I was working at Sullivan's at the time and flogging my firstborn and already abandoned by its publisher book, a crime novel called Bone in the Throat. I arrived to find a large and utterly septic central kitchen prep area, its sinks heaped with dirty pots and pans, refrigerators jammed with plastic-wrapped mystery packages that no one would ever open. Every surface was covered with neglected food from on-camera demonstrations from who knows how long ago. A panorama of graying, oxidizing, and actively decaying food beset with fruit flies. The chef in charge of this facility stood around with one finger jammed up his nose to the knuckle, seemingly oblivious to the carnage around him. Cast and crew from the various productions would wander in from time to time and actually pick at this once edible landfill and eat from it. Once in the studio, cooking on camera was invariably over a single electric burner, which stank of the encrusted spills left by previous victims. For my salmon demonstration, I recall I had to scrub and wash my own grill pan after retrieving it from the bottom of a sink as multi-layered as the ruins of ancient Troy. This unimpressive first encounter in no way made me actively hate the Food Network. It would be more accurate to say I was dismissive. I didn't take them seriously. How could one? And to be honest with myself, I never really hated Emerald, or Bobby, or even Rachel, as much as I found their shows ludicrous and somehow personally embarrassing.